Yeah, that looks good. Ooh. I think I'm gonna move my calls up. That's a long day. Kind of tired. Okay. Yay. Then we're gonna do it from this angle. Yeah, I like this better. I like this better. Okay. Let's get started. At Hi, can y'all share the live for me? I think I'm gonna put it right here. Perfect. All right, good evening, y'all. Welcome to Well Plus Wellness. Okay, y'all can go ahead and share the live, and plus it's gonna be back up for a limited time so that y'all can watch the replay. So, good evening again, y'all. Tonight, of course, is never about hype. It's always about alignment with me every time I get on here, okay? And we're going to be talking about higher compensation. And understand, if you want higher compensation, you must be willing to become the kind of person who can actually sustain it, all right? I always tell people you need to be deserving of the things that you desire in life, okay? Why? Because wealth is not random. Wealth is going to respond to capacity, right? God is only going to give you what you have capacity to receive, all right? And capacity is built through one, give clarity, right? Two, strategic positioning, right? Three, community exposure. And four, personal discipline. Now we're going to walk these through, right, in order so that you can have some clarity about each one of these, right? So the first one that we're going to highlight tonight is the give clarity, right? Because it comes first. Um, Proverbs 18:16 tells us to make room, tells us that our gifts actually make room for us, right? So not effort, not exhaustion, not overworking, right? But your actual gift that you were gifted with from your creator. But we have a problem because many people are talented, but they are undefined, right? They lack that clarity. They know they're talented. They know that they're supposed to be more and do more, right? But they're not sure what that gift is. And I say that because if I ask you this like in one sentence, right? If I was to ask you, what do you do? Right? And what measurable result can you produce? Could you really answer that? You know, do you actually know what you do and what result you produce from what you do? Can you answer that in one sentence without rambling? Right? Can you say to people that, hey, I'm able to improve people quality of life through professional and personal development? right? Can you say, I'm able to help you scale without jail by using strategy to help you identify the tax implications of your financial decisions, right? Can you tell people things like that about you, right? Um, so do you know what your gift is? Okay. So understanding that if you cannot explain this, right, then you can't not really ask for compensation, because compensation, uh, should compensation should clearly, right, align with your gift. All right. So if not, your compensation will reflect that confusion. All right. So clarity creates your confidence, and confidence is going to support your pricing, right? Hence, like, you'll be able to, not giving out your gift for free, right? Like, so now you may start off like teaching, putting out information on the internet for free, right? Giving, taking all these freebie calls, but as your value go, right? You are able to charge for that, right? You'll be able to be more confident in your gifts. You'll be able to identify, wow, when I talk to someone, right, I'm able to change their mindset. And through their mindset, their behavior change. And through their behavior change, right, their thinking, right? All that. So all that plays into part, right? So your first will principle tonight is for you to be able to define the transformation you provide for others. So I want you to be able to clearly define the transformation you provide for others. And if your gift solves a problem, then your gift has economic value to it, right? Um, and that comes with stewardship. So once you identify your gift, right? Then you need to learn, how can I steward this gift? What can I do to make it better, right? In the Bible, First Peter chapter 4, verse 10, it reminds us that we are to be stewards of our gifts. And stewardship means development, right? So it means that we need to make sure that we are sharpening our skills, studying our craft, right? Practicing execution over and over again, right? And that we are actually tracking outcomes, right? When I introduced my gift as this, how did it do? Did people receive it well? Did it hit my target audience, or did I reach an audience that I wasn't even aware of, right? Be aware of those type of things. If your skill level is average, then your compensation will also be average, right? But if your preparation is elite, your positioning changes. Uh-huh. And that helps produce smooth transition, okay? Because once your gift is clear and developed, the next factor, right, you want to move into is your environment. Because now your environment expands, right? And it should expand, because if it's not, it's going to limit your earning, right? So I'm going to hit you with these two verses. Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpen irons. Ecclesiastes 4:9 says, two are better than one, right? So your environment should be expanding, right, as you identify your gift, all right? So how do you do this? This is by getting community, right? And understanding that community is not an emotional support tool, right? It is a vehicle that allows you to be strategic, right? And it gives you strategic exposure, right, among the right people. Understand this: if everyone around you undervalues themselves, avoids structure, avoids accountability, then this becomes your new norm. You can't grow like that, right? Your gift is not useful in environments like that. But when you decide to enter into rooms where discipline is the new standard, that premium pricing is normal, right? When people asking you, what, you only charge that? That's cheap, right? When structure is expected, right? When wellness is prioritized, it's normal for us to go and get our weekly massages, right? It's normal for us to take sabbaticals, right? It's normal for us to invest tens and hundreds of thousands in mentorship, right? It's normal for us to take care of ourselves like that. Your thinking upgrades, your standard rises, and you know what happens? Your compensation follows. Because why? You are in environments, right, that reward your gifts, okay? Which leads to the final piece. in wellness. Yeah, your wellness is always going to protect what your physical wealth builds, right? So, and this is where most people fail because this is where the burnout comes, right? They focus on earning more versus sustaining more, okay? So you get to focus on, I need to earn more, I get to earn more, right? Instead of focusing on, I need to learn how to sustain more. Because the more you sustain, the less you have to earn, right? So I tell you all the time, like, success, like, you got to requalify for this every time, right? And who wants to actually have to go out every year and put that same hard work in to make millions on millions? Y'all, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to go from a 50K person to a 100K person. It's a lot of work to go from a 100K person to a 500K person, right? And it show a lot of work to go from a six-figure person to a seven or seven and eight, right? I know. But here's the thing: when you have a community and you got the system and the framework to sustain it, once you do it once, you don't have to worry about beating yourself up. And that's where the wellness come in, right? That's why mentorship is important. So y'all, when y'all get the wealth, y'all get in the right rooms so that you can learn how to sustain it. So you are not constantly overworking yourself year after year, right? So burnout lowers building power, okay? When people start burning out, they start losing value, right? They start getting desperate. They start underselling themselves, right? You know what I'm saying? They start reverting back to comfort zones that do not stretch them, do not expand them, okay? So know that if your body is exhausted, your mind is scattered. And if your mind is scattered, your emotions are now reactive. And you need strong emotional you need that strong EQ, okay? You have to have it, all right? So you cannot constantly operate at a premium level, y'all. I want you to understand that. Every day you're not gonna operate and be at 10,000. No matter how hard I want to get up every day and give it everything, right? I know that I am only human. I know Superwoman got to put her cape down sometime, right? I know that I cannot take advantage of everything. And that's why when the getting is good, I get it, right? And I make sure that, hey, oh my gosh, I got this lump sum. Let me get it around somebody in the right environment so that I can sustain it and grow it. Because it's going to come a day where, guess what? I'm tired. I don't want to get up and do live. I don't want to have to travel so much and teach, right? It's gonna come. And it's gonna come for everybody. So that's why it's important, y'all, to learn how to sustain the wealth that you build, right? And protect it. All right. So let me tell you what wealth requires. Wealth is going to require mental clarity. Wealth is going to require emotional regulation. All right. Wealth is going to require physical stamina. All right. Wealth is going to require structured routines. Okay. So wellness is not optional. It's part of the infrastructure. Okay. Your nervous system must be strong enough to hold the level of income you desire. I hope that makes sense. Y'all, I worked so hard to hit those eight figures, but when I tell you I was so exhausted, I was so tired. I caught it before I lost seven, but I was so tired, exhausted, because I didn't have the right systems and structure. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the right people around me, right? I was exhausted, you know? And I don't wish that type of exhaustion on anyone. You get what I'm saying? But I do wish the monetary blessings because it's amazing, right? But the exhaustion. Y'all, wellness matters, okay? So I'm going to give y'all the action plan. I'm going to give you an action plan, all right? Because now it's time for us to execute now that we have better understanding, all right? So I want you to write this one sentence. It's going to be a value statement, all right? I want you to identify your gift, right? And so we can identify your value, right? So I help what achieve what by what, okay? So let me give you an example. I help entrepreneurs. That's my blank, right? I help entrepreneurs achieve blank. I'm gonna say I help entrepreneurs achieve their desires by developing them personally and professionally. Mm. So so who do you help, and what do you help them achieve, and by what practice, by what gift, by what skill, right? What do you do? Okay. So listen, I'm not fluffing y'all, right? And it's not motivational language, but when you can do this, you can get clear results. You can know exactly what you do. That's your tagline. You know what I'm saying? That's your pitch. When somebody asks you, what do you do? How do you help? What can I achieve by working with you? Right? You can tell them. You can identify your target audience, right? You can identify the results that they're gonna get, right? And buy is what you provide. All right. Now another thing you're gonna do, you're gonna improve one structural weakness, okay? I don't know what it's gonna be. Maybe you need to raise your pricing. Maybe you need to add a deposit requirement before you talk to me, okay? Like, listen, I know everybody want to talk to me, but listen, you don't have to pay $25 for a deposit so I can know you're serious now. Because what if you don't show up, right? What if you show up too late, right? I can't be getting my mind ready to talk to you and I done did research on you and you won't show up. You know what I'm saying? You wasting my time. So get a deposit, right? Maybe you need to clarify your offer now that you have identified your gift better, right? Now you can clarify that offer and add that value to it because now you know exactly what your gift is. All right? Maybe you need to improve your client onboarding experience, right? Maybe when the people on board, you need to have your questionnaire ready so that they can understand that you are present with them and that you're about to give them some great deliverables. Maybe you need to clean up your calendar boundaries, right? Maybe you need to add a buffer in there. Hey, I need 15 to 30 minutes after every call. I do some deep thinking. I do some deep strategizing. I need time to get my notes together. I need time to get my thoughts together before the next call. Maybe I need to get up clean that up. All right? But whatever it is, you're going to make sure that your structure increases your confidence because your confidence is going to increase your compensation. Okay? All right. And the third thing we're going to do, we're going to upgrade one wellness habit. Yeah. We're going to take care of ourselves. We're either going to start sleeping 7+ hours. And people think you got to sleep 7+ hours in a row. Man, listen, you better get them 7 in when you can get them in. Y'all parents, y'all entrepreneurs, community leaders, um, church leaders, like y'all got a lot going on. So you need to have your schedule set so you can know. I know on what days I can get a nap. I know on what days I get to go to sleep early, right? I know on what days I get to, wake up, do my call, get a nap, and wait. I got it. I know. I know how to piece and get my time in, right? Okay, how about this? I have 3 workouts. I didn't say I had 3 minutes. I had 3 workouts. Let me tell you something. I did this. I started doing me some jumping jacks, then my squats. And when I tell my husband then I was on my elbow to knee, you know what I'm saying? I was on it, you know what I'm saying? I've been on it, and I feel good. All right, you can remove also one daily distraction, one daily distraction for me, like hey, I don't during the weekday I don't got time to watch TV or something, cut the TV off on a weekday. Whatever daily distraction is, you remove it, right? Implement a morning planning block, right? I know everybody on our executive team, right? We have morning planning blocks, and we do that, right? And understand this is important, y'all, because you cannot scale chaos, but you can scale structure. So know that. Number 4. Oh, I love this one. I love this one. This one is enter one higher room. What does that mean? Get outside the house, get outside of, your normal work, attend an event, go meet somebody new. Schedule a strategy session with somebody who can help you think better, right? Join a structured community. Join a community with other high level individuals. All right? Iron sharpen iron, y'all. Your environment changes your earning ceilings. Every time I get into an elevated room, right, it helps me improve and elevate my earning ceiling. I'm around other valuable people, right? They're introducing me to other valuable people, right? So I'm becoming more valuable. My resources is becoming more valuable. My community, my efforts, everything, right? Y'all get in these rooms so that you can increase your value. All right? You can always come back and teach the people that you love, right? But you cannot grow, with anybody who's not willing to go. So you got to go and get the information and come back and feed them and give it to them, right? You can't wait on them. Your time is now, all right? So I want y'all to say some affirmations over yourself, declare some blessings over your life, right? So we're going to say this. My gifts make room for me. Tell yourself, my gifts make room for me. Tell yourself, my discipline sustains the room. Okay? My discipline sustains the room. And last but not least, my wellness protects my wealth. My wellness protects my wealth. Y'all got to understand, we ain't chasing money. You do not chase money. All right? All you need to do is get in the right rooms, cultivate your gifts, right? And get clear about them. We are becoming the kind of leaders that money trusts. Can money trust you? All right? Now listen, I'm not going to be on here long. I didn't say what I had to say. I'm going to give y'all my 24/7 support number for credit, funding, taxes, business, clarity calls. It's 832-900-4992. It's 832-900-4992, y'all. Again, we ain't chasing money. We are becoming the kind of leaders that money trusts. Okay? If money trusts you, people trust you. Where do you think you're getting the money from? I also want to remind y'all about our event that's coming up April 3rd and April 4th, y'all. We got the women. The flyers are everywhere. Y'all about to see them even more when we put some ad money behind them, right? Because we want everybody to understand their power. Because that's your identity. Your power is your identity. We want everybody to understand their purpose, because that's your assignment, right? And I want everybody to grow their profits. That's your compensation, all right? So I want y'all to be PPP men and women, all right? Powerful, purposeful, and profitable, because you can. But you got to get around the right people, okay, and get in the right rooms to help you identify your gifts and give you clarity so that you can structure things, right? All right. So listen, y'all secure y'all seats for the upcoming events. You can go to powerpurposeprofit.com. The information is there. This gonna be a weekend led by oh my God, so many wonderful men and women, y'all. We are going to have 6, 7, 8, 9 figure earners in the building. Our billionaire mentor will be there as well. Y'all are going to get to hear from him, get to meet him, get to feel the energy and power of that room. You're going to get the network. You're going to get to invest, right? You're going to get to sell. We do have vendor slots open. You can vend. You can sponsor, right? Y'all just reach out. The information is readily available. We have a discount code. I got a code for y'all if y'all do it. It is it M15? I believe it's M15. You get 15% off If y'all come on the morning calls with us, we have 6:30 a.m. call Central Standard Time for the men with my amazing husband Mark Rutledge, and the women's call is at 5:15 a.m. Central Standard Time every morning. Y'all can use the same links to register for the free men and women power calls. You also get a extra discount code. If you're on those morning calls, right? But y'all, you need to stay consistent with these weekly calls, y'all. We have people out here giving. I'm not the only person that gives out free information. It's plenty of good people, right? But I know here in Complete Nation that we are giving you a complete setup, a complete framework, right? That help you identify exactly who you are, right? To help you structure yourself, right? To help you set yourself up for that generational wealth, for that legacy status, right? So we're just always excited, y'all, and we always ask y'all to invite someone serious about growth, right, to our cause, to our community. And we are always having our doors to success open for everyone. Y'all got to remember when y'all hear the sound of my voice, I want it to activate execution in you. When you hear the sound of my voice, I pray that execution is activated in you as well as confidence, right? And I want you to grow stronger, sharper, and more structured. All right. That is my desire for you. That is my desire for us all. So I hope to see you all next week, and I really hope to see you all April 3rd and 4th in Atlanta, Georgia. In the place, I want to see y'all beautiful dressed up at the gala coming in with y'all dates, or even if you're single coming in by yourself. I want y'all women dressed up beautifully, loving on yourself, coming in and just getting ignited so that you can get on fire and get back activated, right? So again, I love y'all. I thank y'all. God bless y'all. It's definitely been a wonderful night hosting y'all tonight, okay? So I will see y'all next week. And women, I expect to see y'all on a morning call, all right? Go to Power Purpose Profit. .com or pppevent.com, and y'all make sure y'all register for that morning call, y'all. I will see y'all on there, and again, I will see y'all next Tuesday evening as well. Don't miss our Wednesday lunch calls that we have about tax education and business education, and please do not miss my husband Thursday evening call, where he will be coming live on here as well, making sure that he lights y'all up with some good sales and faith-based leadership. All right, y'all be blessed. Thank you so much, Zoom.